We're out here boondocking in beautiful West Virginia, and I wanted to show a few updates we've made to our Casita over the summer and since our trip to Wyoming back in May. There were several things that we realized from that trip that either needed to be replaced because of the trip, or were things that we wanted to adjust to make living in our Casita and using it easier. First up, we actually had to replace our safety chains. And I decided to replace it with ones that actually had a clip, because ours on the trip actually came unhooked and scraped off and we lost it. So these shouldn't do that. Same time, our little foot thing broke, and so I decided to get one here that automatically retracts. I also got tired of always setting up the tall pole here to see whether my WeBoost worked or not. So I decided to mount it on my front tray here, and it just has some wing nuts here. I can unscrew those real quick, and I still have my painter's pole adapter, so I can put it at the top of my pole here if needed. So this is actually a Wi-Fi extender. I have a link in the description on the video I used to help set this up. This could have really saved me on our trip, because I had to work one day and I was unable to get Wi-Fi access where our camper was. I had to move it for the day to get closer to where the Wi-Fi was. I couldn't get a cell phone signal. I could through the WeBoost, but it was only 2 megabit. And so I couldn't work with that. So that would have really helped me. I think I really could have gotten a signal in my camper with this new setup. Also from that trip, we got tired of lowering the stabilizers. So we got a cheap little drill here that works just great with the stabilizers. I also realized on the trip that if I needed to drill out, replace any rivets, I didn't have a drill to do that with. So now I have one that's double purpose. We also realized we were a little bit tongue heavy with that box. So we've added some rear storage back here. I installed a Casita Works rear hitch, which I've been very happy with. You can kind of see it underneath here and attach into the frame. And then I put this tray back here with some conspicuous tape on it just to help it stand out a little bit better. And I didn't want anything super big, so I just got a small little compartment here where I can keep some chocks and some other things that was in that front storage unit. I wanted to put it back here and kind of counterbalance that weight a little bit. And so now I have options. I have storage in the back, I have storage in the front. If I want to use bikes on the back, I can move all these things to the front to counteract that weight, but it really helps me to keep that tongue weight where it needs to be. While I'm back here, let me show you guys another little thing that I changed. So on our freshwater tank, I got tired of losing water, so I've already had this in place before just to help with that breather tube go up a little bit more. And I had a ring here, but this is new, where I added a little stopper. Keeps the water from flowing out. So that thing's been working great. I just stuff it in there with that little strap. The strap is key to get that thing out. And now my water, I don't lose as much water from my freshwater tank. All right, let's take a look inside. So first thing you might notice is the chandelier light. I wish I had done this a long time before, but this thing's been absolutely great. We really missed having some of this light on our long trip. Also, my daughter wanted her own fan. My son has his own fan. And we also have our own fans that we can angle to wherever we are sleeping. This would have been handy on our trip as well. For these fans on the side, I actually added a 12-volt power supply right here with you know, USB ports and a 12-volt socket. Just mounted it on this little board, and then just ran the wires up through this. That will compartment. Made that easy, so I'm not using up these in the hallway. I used these in the hallway for a little bit, but they stuck out and we kept on kicking them, and I didn't think that was the best thing. While I'm here, also we added the fridge guard. I had ordered one of these when we bought our Casita, but they were out of stock. But we did a few times run into issues on our long trip, accidentally turning off the fridge, so we now have that, and that's been great. I also ran into an issue with the this door to my power station coming off. So I did some Velcro, and I just have some Velcro here that I can undo to be able to do that if I need to. But it really keeps that door from staying closed. It keeps the door staying closed. All right. It's also time for me to kind of undo the clean the water. Before I do that, let me show you this. This is how I'm powering the Wi-Fi repeater and extender. I mounted the inside unit underneath here. I can show you a picture of that. Ran the wire outside for the other part. Ran a wire around here that lives underneath here, and I just plugged this in. I have to have my inverter on, provide that 24-volt PoE. Also decided to install a deck hatch for a deck plate for our freshwater tank, so it makes it a lot easier to clean out and things like that. Well, that pretty much wraps up all of our updates since then. Hope you enjoyed.